Hi there, so let's talk about what's happening here in the Seven of Cups, because there's a lot going on. But if you notice, the figure, who we usually see kind of fleshed out and as a real person, is kind of in 2D here. He's really a silhouette, and his back is to us. And what's actually happening is we are being pulled into his mind, into his imagination, into his own reality, and we are seeing what's the conversation really happening in his head. So he's deep in thought, and he's got all these choices, all these ideas floating around in his head. So let's talk about the first cup, which is the face. It's the mask. And I see this as the mask we show the world. So often we go out into the world and we put a face on. And then that's the face that people begin to expect from us. And we kind of live our lives this way. And what he's thinking of is this mask that I put on really working for me. Secondly, we have the snake. The snake represents sexuality, birth, renewal. The snake sheds the skin, so what kind of transformation and change can he expect from his life at this time? And snake also represents creativity. He's very crafty and very tricky and full of gifts and talents. So what are the gifts and talents you want to offer at this time? The third one I want to talk about is the castle. The castle represents our home and where we feel safe and secure, but it also represents our goals and aspirations. So what are you aspiring to? What are you trying to create and build in this world? That's what he's asking himself. The fourth cup is the jewels, which sometimes we put maybe a little bit too much effort on money as a barometer for our success. And he's thinking about that. You know, what's my value? What's my worth? And maybe is he too concerned with money and jewels and the tangible things in life? Next is the wreath. And if you notice on that cup with the wreath in it, there's a skull on the actual cup itself. So this is about victory, but also the fact that the skull represents death and the fact that we're all only here for so long. And while we're here, what is the mark we're going to leave? And how will that live on in our legacy? The dragon is kind of like the opposite of the mask, which is our demons and our dark side that we kind of keep hidden from ourselves. And what is it that's so deep and dark about yourself that maybe you should give some more exploring to? Which brings us to the seventh card, which is the shrouded figure, which is about your true self and sometimes what we keep hidden. And in order to see who we truly are, we need to do the inner work, which our figure is actually doing right now by turning inward and figuring out his next steps. And the background of the card, being the light blue, is about the universe supporting this work as we're doing some soul searching and trying to figure out our next steps. So let's go back to the blog.